Good morning.
Good morning.
I got a very short time. I'm trying to get in as much as possible. If we was in Sunday school this morning, it's a great lesson.
Amen.
What we have been going through and the cost, why we've been going through it. It's all become abuse of power. I stand before you this morning just for a few things that I'm trying to bring out. But I want you to understand that the song that we sung this morning about the blood of Jesus is an appropriate song for this time to what I'm about to say, because it was the cost.
Amen.
The blood that he shed for us. There was many. If we think about the things that we are able to do today, there was blood that was shed, and there was lives that was taken.
All right.
I speak now to not just the young. Well, let me rephrase that. I am speaking to the young, but not just the kids. Because now we have mothers and grandparents that's not very old.
All right.
But there's such thing that I pray one day that I can see, and that's accountability. We all must be held accountable.
Amen.
I'm going to read a little bit from my book, which I wrote a book called 3W, and the tears of pain that I shed.
Yes.
Keep in mind, this 3W book, Tears of Pain and Joy, this story is about a boy from March 10th, 1954 to 1969. Some things I witnessed or went through, and others I was told of incidents that happened which made me ask questions. Even today at age 67, I still have no answers.
All right.
The tears I shed was real, and the pain it caused never seemed to go away. But in time, the heart was stronger, the skin thicker, and the walk in life couldn't be stopped. Each moment of my life, even if it was painful, it made me stronger and determined not to stop or quit. I never said no to anything that I was asked to do, even if I felt it was not right or it had no purpose. I held nothing against my father. I didn't get mad. I was a child and was told that you're supposed to do what your parents ask of you. As I look back over my life, I would tell him thanks. You made me a stronger man, even to the point that you never let your beginning determine your ending, and let no man or no one tell you what you cannot do. I was told that I was not worth nothing, and I'll never become nothing. What he didn't know as a young boy is that I hated to lose. That's why I never quit or stopped learning to work hard and set goals. I wasn't going to let him win. I want you to ask yourself, after reading my story, if this sounds like you or your life, what choice did you make? Remember, failure comes from quitting, and quitting was a choice. I was determined not to give up or not to give in to negativity. There's a saying that what don't kill you will make you stronger. Don't become a failure because someone tell you that you will. Whatever choice that you choose, I want you to keep in mind that that's the choice that you made. So don't blame anyone if things have not worked out. I say this to come to this. As I said, it's a cost. I was able to sit here and read through a book. In 1962, Ralph Abernathy, which was one of Martin Luther King's sidekick, if you may say, came to New Orleans, Louisiana to fight for injustice, for education, that we have a right for an education, that we can one day be able to use a bathroom that didn't say color, or drink from a water fountain that was not next to the ground. When I was going to school, we had books. A lot of the books didn't have pages in it, or all the pages. We had to wait for a bookmobile to bring them to us. But across the street, where our opposite color was, had everything. So we had to wait. But from time after time after time, I understand how our young kids today, the blood that was shed during that time for us to have a right to an education. Amen. We have made a choice that most of us don't even want to go to school anymore. Or we take everything for granted. During that march, when I marched, I didn't quite understand. I noticed that during that same time that Congressman John Lewis was marching in Alabama. And as you know the story, it was for equality, to end racism. And they even got to the point where they called it a name, Bloody Sunday. Blood was shed for us to have a right. I want you to look to your left and to your right and think about the way you got here this morning. Someone paid the cost for this to happen. I also want to say that in 1944, a sister of the name of Irene Morgan was arrested for not giving her seat up on the bus. A lot of us don't know about that one, but we all know about Rosie Park. Here's another one in 1955, refused to give her seat up. In 1964, my mother was always sick with asthma. We got on a Trailway bus at 8:15 in the morning, traveling to New Orleans, Louisiana, to the Charity Hospital. She was sick. I was just a little boy, but I was going with my mother. We got on the bus at 8:15. We got to New Orleans. If anyone knows the geometry to that, the geographic, we didn't get there until 5:35. An hour and a half drive at the most. What happened? We got put off the bus twice because we had reached the back door of the bus. But there was others that different color than us that had to get on. So we had to get off. We got off the bus twice. Finally, I don't know where we was, but the bus driver said that there was only one seat left. So either my mother would ride or I would ride. But thank God that there was a person, opposite color of us, that had a heart. He said, "Boy, your mom looks to be very sick." I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "I am going to give my seat to you guys so you can get your mom to the hospital." The bus driver looked at him and asked him, was he serious? And he said, yes. Even back then, I experienced abuse of power. I don't have much time, but I do want to say this. Dr. King, that we all know and we'll celebrate My wife and I have been blessed to travel to every state in the United States but 3. And that's Wyoming, North Dakota, and South Dakota. I want you to think about this. Everywhere that we goes, and we see a street, a boulevard, or a drive that says Dr. Martin Luther King. It is one of the worst streets that you want to visit. The cost that he cost, that we cost him to stand for us. Look right here in Gulf of Mississippi. When anytime there's a crime or anything that's going on that area, and I'm still trying to figure out parts of Mississippi, and the only way I know where is it at, because they over by Martin Luther King. It's a shame. That's why I say is that we have to be held accountable. Parents, we are giving our kids too much slack. There's no way when I was coming up that I would hear anyone parents ask their kids, were you going to church today? That was not an option. Are you going to school today? That was not an option. Parents, we have to take control of our homes. Just this week alone, this past week, there's been several shooting and killing. And they all been under the age of, around the age of 14 to 18 years old. Now, I may not know the law, but if I can recall, you are still responsible for that kid. If we are having kids out there that shooting kids, other kids, at that age, then somewhere the ball been dropped. We are, as preachers, and not just preachers, but as moms, dads, grandparents, we are going to too many funerals where the sun rises and the sunset is too close together.
Amen. Amen.
The jailhouses is full, where they're leaving now to where they're starting to trial them as adults. Jailhouses have been so full to now they have made it a business. I know my time is up, but I just want I had to say that. I have to say that. But I do want to leave this with you that we need to be held accountable. Take back your homes, because it all starts there and ends there. We both loses. One goes to prison, one goes to the cemetery. No one wins. I want to thank you for your time, and I pray that it was something that was said that would let us know that we still have work to do. Amen.